team that faces up with RSGSG will do that. Lucid Cuties, Kaja is blocked out as well. He has a 100% win rate before this. So that is out. Joy is out. So that is taken out the hands of ATM. So now coming to the picks. Since Burnex Splash has the first pick, expect maybe like a Fedrin. If not a Fedrin, we might see a very safe one. Valentina will be picked up as the first one.
Very straightforward, honestly. I feel like this one is kind of a no-brainer, right? You're looking at Valentina, the Eve, I think both are very good openers. And I think Fredrin is also a pretty good opener as well, and there it is. ATM, at least for the side of Burnex Splash, they're going to pick up the Fredrin to kick things off. Very solid pick. We've seen it being flexed into the jungle and the XP lane, and it gives you a lot of that flexibility to work with, right? And now the question is, RSG Singapore, are they going to fall back to the Paquito for Diablo?
Oh man, I mean, so far the record-wise, Paquito has been pretty decent for Diablo. But like what you said before, it really depends on the composition or what kind of playstyle do they plan to go for. So, but I really want to see some level of flexibility from Diablo. Like, can he play something else at the same level as a Khalid and Badam besides a Paquito? So far, no picks for Diablo just yet, so it's still left up to be answered. But I think if I was like Burnex Splash, I wouldn't be worried anymore for Diablo. Based on track record wise, as long as you ban out the Khalid and Badam, they can focus on the bans for the others or the counter pick for the others instead.
We see the Valentina and Beatrix picked up for RSG Singapore. I guess when you look at that XP lane, there are still a couple of options, right? I believe Diablo did play the Edith in one of the games earlier on. There is the Arlot still available if you want to go for it. It's sort of kind of the soft answer to a Fredrin. If you just want to displace him, that could be a way as well. You have Jong, the Lapu Lapu, two heroes that we have not seen today, and Arlot gets taken away instantly by Burnex Splash. So they are not afraid to reveal that this Arlot is going XP and this Fredrin is most likely going into the jungle. And they also snatched Novaria, which was a pick that you wonder if RSG actually will want to take for themselves, because it does give them certain utilities. So RSG Singapore will settle for a Franco.
Oh man, okay, so Franco, oof. Okay, considering that they have a Novaria, right, that can give them a lot of vision, so Franco might have a difficult time hiding in the bushes to try to get that hook in. And even if he gets a hook in, well, it also depends on the target, right? So Novaria might not be the easiest to hook, since Novaria will stay behind. And so far from the first two picks, there's Arlot and Fredrin. Both of them are tanky enough to sustain the bite. So I don't know, the Franco pick it feels very hard to play for RSGSG.
It's the only replacement for Lucian's QT's Kaja, right? I guess if you kind of look at it that way, RSG Singapore just feel a bit more comfortable. Like, while our Kaja is gone, who else can do it? The only one is Franco. We see the Martyrs and Florine ban out though. RSG Singapore going for another support type hero ban. We're still looking for a potential roamer and a gold laner for Burnex Splash. You know what they want to take away? There are many options though. You have the Melissa, you have the carry,
my friend.
if very much needed. We decided to ban out the Estes, doubling down on the support.
Okay, very interesting bans though. So if we look at the record, Estes has been picked by Burnex Splash before doing MSC twice with a 50% win rate. So it's not the best of win rates though. But if you kind of think about it, like for Burnex Splash, rather than this kind of support roamer, if they were to pick a next roamer, assuming that Novaria goes mid, then you might as well pick a tank roamer-ish. Like something like, even like a Minsita, wouldn't be too bad. Or they can go for a roam glue as well.
I mean, there's a chance that this Novaria just ends up in the roam role, right? And then you get a mid laner, maybe a Kadita, maybe they want to go for the Eve. That is still up for grabs. There's the Valentina as well. And Burnex Splash, they have plenty of options, honestly. So I don't think they are too worried right now. The silver lining for our Singapore is that they get the last pick. They're gonna lock in their fourth pick, which is going to be the Guinevere. Alright, that's Diablo.
Wow, okay, so Diablo trying something new this time. Well, looks like no Paquito for him, so it will be interesting to see how he actually plays this. Now, Guinevere, I think Guinevere the way you play it is kind of like a padang. Like you can initiate fights. So if we were to see like Diablo, what he's good at is definitely initiating fights. That's why he was comfortable with the Idif, with Paquito as well. So hopefully he can pull off the same with a Guinevere. It's just that we have yet to see him play a Guinevere on a tournament stage. So it's still yet to be answered, like how will he perform with it.
Hey,
I mean, you have.
that I'm still wrong.
I suppose it kind of fits Diablo style, right? Fighter type heroes, Guinevere is right up there in his alley. Brody and Kufra being the final two picks. Kufra being a fantastic pick as well to deal with both the Valentina and Beatrix and also the Guinevere. All these mobility heroes that can get shut down fairly easily if Kufra gets on top of them. So D7 has a very important role that he needs to fulfill. Now the question is, who goes into the jungle for RSG Singapore?
Mobility, Lancelot, let's go. I mean, they got a win with it before, so why not, right? And Bray is playing. So Lancelot, Martis has been bad out, so that's out of the question. If they want to pull off a surprise or a common surprise, I would say it's maybe like an alpha because they picked that twice before. But I would say the Lancelot will give them a bit more mobility to go on the backline to chase down Novaria, but no.
Who goes jungle? Alice jungles, right? Like it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be the Alice jungle. I am definitely a tad stunned. I believe we have seen Alice before. I don't remember exactly when. I feel like it's probably the first season, towards the end of the first season for Snapdragon Pro Series. But either way, Alice jungle is something that it feels like a relic at this point. You don't see it too often. So RSG Singapore is showing something new again. But is it enough to get through Burn X Flash? I think that's the biggest question.
Oh, okay. So we got some info there from Jace. In Singapore, it was used once from a deck from a player from Bleed. So yeah, I guess it has been used once, but I don't know about it as well. I'm not too sure. Yes, it can engage, but I don't think it has the mobility that we would need. They would need to go to catch the backline.
You kind of are looking to just survive in the fight, right? Just be kind of this nuisance, this very annoying mage that just is hard to kill. All of the rest of the team kind of does the damage. I mean, you have a Beatrix, you have a Guinevere. These are very good heroes to kind of fight it out. So we'll see if it works out. RSG Singapore takes on Burn X Flash again. This grudge match from MSC 2023. We'll see if RSG does it, if they can overcome Burn X Flash.
Ooh, okay, here we go. So this will be super interesting. It's going to be a matchup again between these two teams. It's going to be a repeat of MSC. Last time we saw, ladies and gentlemen, Burn X Flash won 3-0 against RSGSG. This could be a redemption moment for them. And what I'll be interested to see, besides the Alice pick, is how Lucian QT is going to play the Franco. How is he going to land the pokes?
I mean, he just pulled the purple buff away, so Chuma's jungle slowed down just by a little bit. Thanks to Lucian QT being a pain. The D7 is going to try to make sure that this Franco doesn't slow down the jungle a little bit. That itself is already a minor advantage over to RSG Singapore just because Ray's jungle is uncontested. And he also has to install Ray, so he's not going to have the durability to heal as much, but he definitely does do decent damage. The snipe attempt to come through ATM versus Flicker. Diablo uses super well to get away.
Ooh, look at this. A lot of attention given towards Diablo early on. And I guess this is where Burn X Flash, in general, they know that the main person you need to cut off is going to be Diablo. So that's why you can see that they are committed towards trying to get him. Even though they don't get the kill, as long as they can send him back to the base, that's good enough. That lane itself would have been won at least in the early phase.
We'll see. D7 is going to be just a little bit. Lucian QT will be there with him. Taking damage, not enough. Lucian QT knocked out right now. Taking some chips from Burn X Flash, but not enough to go down. So it's gonna be up right now. Burn X Flash gonna start on it. Ray. You want to contest this? I mean, Diablo and Buji are going to be there. The Astral Recall used already. Dirty Hunt used onto the 7. They're gonna go on to one of the hook, iron hook from QT. What was that first bird for RSG Singapore? Final slash gonna be there. And Bray steals the turtle away. ATM now. Having his soul siphoned away by this Alice is 2 for RSG Singapore.
Wow, okay, it all started from that hook. That was insane there. We're gonna have, hopefully we get to see the replay of that later on, but looks like we're gonna hang on to our horses for now. But as a start, the first objective taken by RSGSG. They got a couple of kills in the process. So, I mean, it's so far so good for RSGSG, looking nice.
I had a feeling that that D7 was trying to do the trick with the Kufra when you use the Tyrant's Revenge to leap away as the Iron Hook takes you, so it kind of disjoints. I believe Keyboy did it in MSC 2023. I can't remember. I think yeah, but someone did it. I believe it was Keyboy. So if you let go of Tyrant's Revenge, I think if you get the timing right, you actually just ignore the Iron Hook. You just leap away, which is a very interesting interaction. But clearly that one didn't work out. So RSG Singapore off to a slightly decent start. You know, you get that turtle, you get 2 kills, and you get that 1,000 gold advantage. Very, very minute, but in the grand scheme of things, RSG Singapore, they kind of are winning these early fights. They can skirmish.
And he was lucky enough that he started off with a bloody hunt, right? Imagine if he started off with a hook, the hook wouldn't have finished his cooldown before he could pull that off. So that was also like all the stars had to be aligned for him to pull that off. Right? At the end of the day, a kill's a kill, right?
Yeah, it is. And the crazy thing is that prior to that, I believe Lucian QT was just level 3. It was like level 3.5, right? It's not even 4. And then he siphoned the XP. No, not the roaming. Sorry, the roam blessing. Excuse me. Bit of that XP from the mid lane gave him that level 4, and it was just in time for the turtle fight to start. So Big Brother's Flash, not really expecting that. It's definitely just a very minor misstep. Not too big of a deal, but for RSG Singapore, when you're on this Alice, right, you want to be staying in the fight, dealing damage, and you want to start the snowball. So this turtle buff is going to allow Bray to do exactly that. And not to mention, Lucian QT, he did pull the purple buff away from Chuma early on at the start of the game. So that also slowed down this Frederick's jungle.
Oh yeah, that is a good point there. So for them to scale, at least they have a few steps ahead. Like not really a big step, but at least baby steps, right? And the fact that they won that turtle fight, so that also means that the bottom lane would have been clear for maybe like 1 or 2 waves for Diablo to open up. And we always talk about like how important Diablo is for the side of RSGSG. And with that 1 or 2 waves clear for Diablo, that should be good enough for him to catch up to whatever that he lost previously because of the gank at the bottom lane.
It's not going to be the easiest, right? Because Diablo did have to blow his flicker and recall very early on due to the early pressure. And you always have to remember, Novaria doesn't necessarily have to show up on the map to kill you. She can snipe you from pretty darn far. And we saw, and it's very easy for Novaria to rotate as well, right? You phase through walls, you gain movement speed, you have very long range snipes. So you always have to be on your guard. And this kind of brings us back to the question, where does Diablo's Guinevere stand? I know he's a fighter hero, it is right up his alley, but can this Guinevere work out in that matchup? I think that's important because he's up against a Uranus. That's not the easiest hero to deal with.
Yeah, and I guess this is what we discussed earlier on, right? It's like, how are they going to deal with the distance that Novaria can place herself? Like she can, like what you say, face through walls and can place herself way, way behind. And she can just throw all the skills from afar, and RSGSG won't have a direct answer to that unless if they could tank everything and clear off everyone else.
Excuse me, not Uranus, I mean the Arlot. I'm getting brainwashed. I keep thinking Uranus is in the game. But we see the Astro Echo. Oh, Iron's Revenge, that's a knockup. Oki able to dash away just in time thanks to the bloody hunt as well from Lucian QT, saving his teammate. Bray shows up, level 7 Alice. Do you have anything to do with him though? Bray, with the Impure Rage, he's dealing pretty decent damage. 4 members of Brandon's Flash will be there. Bray continues to chase down. Not able to get anything done, at least protecting his teammate. Most important part, Oki stays alive.
Yeah, flowing blood all the way to the back line just to shoot them off. Not getting the kills, it's okay. But look at the bottom lane. Looks like a little bit more control for Diablo. He's been penetrating through the second turret. It's not the second turret, just being a nuisance, but now he's joining in the middle, waiting for the right moment. Seacat and Super Shiva gotta be careful as Diablo jumps in.
And that's going to be a knock-up. Iron Hook, very easy. Shuma still staying alive as a veteran after all. And once more, RSGSG under pressure, no kill.
Okay, now next objective is up, so we're gonna see the turtle dance really soon. Lucian Cutie will be prepared, and we don't see Vertex Splash actually challenging for it, so they're gonna let it go. Interestingly, I guess it's also the lack of confidence, maybe the fact that RSGSG is having control over the map so far.
I suppose it's okay, right? Because for Vertex Splash, they don't really have the necessary skills to test it. But Oki is again receiving a lot of the pressure to tier 1. Just went down, Lucian Cutie goes in, Bloody Hunt, D7 needs to run away, the Iron Hook for the donut. And they make Mew out of him. Perfectly done again from RSG Singapore.
Wow, nicely done, Lucian QT. He is. So far, he's doing very well. I can say that he's proving me wrong at least. Like so far, his hooks land, the flicker in with the Bloody Hunt was on point. Looking good so far for Lucian QT.
I mean, we say it right. Kaja is banned out. What's the closest to Kaja? Pick the Franco. And I mean, he has been doing a phenomenal job. Diablo now having the experience advantage, goes in, just full steam ahead onto ATM. And that's enough to bring ATM down to half, but you know, it's an R a lot. He's going to heal out with Demon Mark. The Violet Requiem from this Grenadier is going to be a bit of a problem. The damage is one thing, but the crowd control can't be a force to be reckoned with. But you look overall, Bray is level 10. He's 2 levels ahead of the highest level member of Caliber Next Flash.
Seven's gonna come in for a side. Another home! What? How did he land that?
Oh my goodness. Wow, Bray continues to chase. No follow-up, but doesn't matter. I mean, D7 is getting out-engaged right now. I mean, I say out-engaged, but really it's just Lucian catching him.
Wow, okay. Smelling revenge here from RSGSG. 5-0 so far. We have 3K goal lead. I mean, this is a result that a lot of people wouldn't be expecting, but Diablo gets another one, make that 6-0.
I mean, ATM, he's gonna go in, try to go for a chase. The facial migration, not enough to keep Diablo alive. Diablo ends up going down, but they do trade ATM back, and now Bray in the fray. Donut trying to stack up that passive, wants the damage, but can't get enough. RSG Singapore, they walk away with a couple of kills, and they take the tier 1 in the middle lane. Turtle secured by Super Chuma. This Fredrin finally getting that objective, but it was an expensive one.
Yeah. The middle fight was just pretty much blindside for Shiba. Right way!
Again?
He was prepared for that. That will be a straightforward kill. Oki will be happy to secure it.
They're gonna try to at least get some trade. Oki gets away. Donut couldn't get enough damage in. Oh, where it was series felt. 4K goal advantage for RSG Singapore so far.
4K goal advantage, and look at this spray. He already has a dominant eyes. So this will be difficult for players like ATM. Oh man, it's going to be really interesting. ATM is a dominant size of its own to try to counter onto players like Oki or even Lucian QT. Or maybe even more so for Oki. Or Lucian QT, I would say.
That's kind of the snowball that RSG Singapore got rolling, right? But now we are looking at conversion. How much of that can you convert into an advantage? Can you keep the snowball rolling? Again, you're running the Atlas. You have a levels advantage, right? 2 levels ahead of everyone else. The highest level player on the side of the next Flash. But if you're going to reach a point where everyone is level 15 with the same item, then it wouldn't matter anymore. So they got to keep this going. Final Slash is going to be there. Bray put out of position. Super Shuma still healthy. Diablo forced away, and Bray trying to stay alive, couldn't do so. But Oki sprays them down, and they find 2. The stolen Tornapart memory is also there, and RSG Singapore trade 1 for 2.
Wow, okay, they're not done yet though. They're waiting for the opportunity to hook. Lucian QT, okay, sees Seacat. It's going in, he knows the minions are there. Seacat faces away, but there's no way for him to land that hook, so Seacat is alive for now. And the counter from Burn X Splash is coming, but the most that they can do is maybe just clear off the minions.
I'm gonna try to engage. I mean, D7 will try, but it's undoable. You look at that 5.2k goal advantage for RSG Singapore. 9 minutes in, gathering around the Lord Pit already.
And Lucian Cutie is waiting as well. Okay, is D7 going in? Yes. So now Lucian Cutie all alone, but Oski is on the way though. Lucian Cutie flickers away, but still be caught up by Shima. And that's going to be another kill in the back for Burn X Splash.
And it's in a rough spot. I mean, it's out of position. So good catch by Burn X Splash.
An opportunity for Burn X Splash to finally get one of the objectives, but they're not in the clear yet as Bray will be at the forefront. They need to deal with the members of RSGSG first.
Try Bray in the fray again. Needs his team with him. Donut! Massive damage and just absolutely destroyed by Buji. Oh my goodness, this Valentina is a force to be reckoned with. And just like that, RSG Singapore is gonna get Lord, salvaging what looked to be a potential disaster.
Wow, stealing it away from Burn X Splash and now putting pressure onto the top lane. And they are doing a little bit of a split here. Diablo putting pressure onto the bottom lane as well. So the moment Burn X Splash puts their attention to the top, that's when Diablo will push in.
Alright, let's turn our attention to Burn X Splash. What can they do in this situation? Like, we're looking at RSG Singapore absolutely snowballing, right? Bray is level 14 to the Fredrin that's level 11. No one can stop him. The hook does miss. Final slash to be there. Fuji out of position. Caught out and destroyed by Donut. They get the bloody hunt right there. And okay! This decimates Burn X Splash. Diablo finds a double. And RSG Singapore wins that fight in the middle.
At the same time, the Lord is pushing at the bottom lane. But Burn X Splash will be able to clear off the Lord, but they cannot save their second turret in the middle. RSGSG, they are dominating this round with Oki still perfect in this round. No kills yet onto him.
And Diablo feeling really good about himself. They are going to disengage from the base and they have done critical damage. Inhibitor down on the bottom side. RSG Singapore 8.4k lead. Look at this team fight.
Oh yeah, just look at them. So the moment they went in onto Fuji, that Fuji has really that one tick of health left, and I understand why it's so tempting to just finish him off, but the follow-up from the rest of RSG to counter back onto the engagement of Burn X Splash, that was chef's kiss.
It was. Oki 5-0 and 3, Diablo 4-1-6. Illusion having 8 assists, Buji having 11. Now RSG Singapore basically having majority of control of this map. It might be even a game at this point, right? Oki is incredibly ahead at this stage of the game. Like, if you allow him to just unleash a full combo onto you, the Bandit's Rage, for example, you are gonna get absolutely destroyed. Top 3 network all on the side of RSG Singapore.
And on top of that, Bray is at max level, so you just look at the level gap between Bray and everyone else, right? Like, it's so hard to get down Bray. Oh,
it was
man.
a bait. They used Bray as a bait, but they did end up losing Diablo. Alright. It's a QT. Again, down some memories used as well. It was a very cheeky idea, but they ended up losing one, so Flash still traded. Not where you want to be if you're at D7.
I guess they calculated the fact that Bray is at level 15. That's why they're like, okay, Bray, we know you're at level 15. The rest of Burn X Splash, they would have like what, level 11, level 12 on average. So you know that you can tank it out. And whatever happens, you can still escape, right? So go in to the bait and we'll save you. The follow-up from RSGSG is on point this time.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. So no target is safe. Make a Burn X Splash. If you engage, just there's no control by Brado in a very dangerous position. He's all alone on the Lord while Burn X Splash and all 5 members around that area. Novaria, Astro Echo used already. Lord down to half. RSG Singapore. The rest of them are still on the bottom side. The mid range is going to push out. Bray engaged on. He needs help right now. The team has just arrived. Bray needs to survive long enough. They use every single skill. Final slash is dead. Bray's still alive. He's healing up. This Alice finally sniped on the Novaria. But the Lord is going to be taken, I believe. Was it by Burn X Splash? It could be them. I think they stole it.
Yeah, it's my Burnex Splash. Exactly. Innovation Spirit. Now they're going to count out to RSGSG with Diablo in trouble. As ATM will be happy to take that kill.
That was a disaster, Cloud. I mean, what? A weird interaction. I mean, RSG Singapore, it kind of was handed away, honestly, to Burnex Splash. Now we are back to an even game, but look at this. And they were so late to the party. The fact that RSG Singapore were not in position to support Ray. Such a heartbreak, honestly, at the Lord's hit. The Lord itself was not even aggro towards the bottom side. It was aggro towards the jungle. That's not where the rest of RSG members are.
Yeah, if only the RSG members were like closer, like maybe around the jungle area, then maybe they would have been on time to save Bray. But now right in the middle, Donut is in trouble.
Bray gonna continue to chase D7 as target with the Trunken use. Muji flickers forward, gets haunted instead. Gone on by ATM, finished off by the Novaria. RSG Singapore, Oki's godlike. They trade 1-for-1. They're able to stop it just for a little bit, but top lane needs help right now.
The Lord is pushing in, forcing RSGSG to go back. I mean, not because of the Lord that RSGSG would definitely have pushed in, but they have to retreat back. But they will still maintain their inhibited turret at least.
Cat is starting to do massive damage on his Novaria, so you can't underestimate him anymore. Those Astral Recalls are going to start hurting, and look at that swing in the network. At one point, RSG Singapore had 8k, now it's down to 3.3k.
Oh.
Lucian QT caught as well, all alone, flickers to safety. Immortality brings him back. They don't have enough damage to finish him off, but he couldn't follow up with this Iron Hook, so both teams disengage.
Lucky enough for his immortality. I think he just got it right on time, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of saved him. Too bad his other teammates were not there to follow up because everyone threw a lot of skills onto him.
And Burnex Splash, they have ways to displace you. We've seen ATN do it multiple times with the final splash. Just catching RSGSG off guard. Have to start to be a bit more cautious with how they move around the map. I think we've reached that stage of the game, right? It doesn't matter if they had a snowball. Now everyone is on even ground.
Yeah, totally agree. We are like, normally the measurement is about 50k. So the moment we hit that, it's like, okay, so now down onto execution. Like everyone has the items that they need. It's just a matter of who makes that mistake. And speaking about mistakes, it could happen at the slot as both teams surrounding the objective.
OD7. Very, very aware. The presence of mind is there for him. Protecting Donut as well. I mean, Oki right now is... He's the hero, right? 7-0 and 4 on this Beatrix. It's him or nothing. He will find themselves a D7 who loses his immortality. With a flicker to safety. Good catch by RSG. Lord started by Chuma though.
Oh, but now, not that he has done much to the Lord, so it's still up for grabs for any side. But we can see the spread of RSG this time. It's a little bit better than before. At least whatever happens, in case Lucian gets caught out or he gets a hook, they can follow up through.
I believe Muji did steal the final slash, so they had the ultimate for this. D7 leaps into the push, ready for an ambush. Lucian QT misses the Iron Hook. This could be go time for Burnex Splash. The Astral Spirit chipping away at the health pool of Lucian QT also. Lord dangerously low. Ray, what is the plan? He's gonna get caught immediately. Ran back with the wall. The spear does miss from Novaria. C-Cat not getting the burst in, and Oki just absolutely eviscerates D7 and finds Donut as well. RSG Singapore needs a hometown hero, and they might have found one in this Beatrix. Lord gets taken by Burnex Splash, but 3 of their members will be dead. And Cloud, the base is exposed. The Lord is defending Burnex Splash's base.
Ooh, this opens an opportunity for RSGSG to push in onto the mid lane and get that inhibitor turret. They should be able to do it. 15 more seconds before the rest of Burnex Splash will arrive. But will there be enough time?
The hook. And that is the final slash used by both teams. A good knockout from Diablo. Doing just enough. And RSG Singapore strikes first blood in this grudge match.
Wow, wow, this is revenge here, ladies and gentlemen. Revenge from MSC. RSG Singapore taking home the first win. And I can imagine Jace going crazy with his instant noodles now.
Yeah, he's probably gonna make another one to celebrate this victory. It's not done just yet, of course. It's just game number 1, but they are one step closer in overcoming Burn X Flash. And in what a fashion, right? They bring out the Guinevere for Diablo. We've been asking several questions without Padang and Kali. Where does Diablo stand? And we were thinking to ourselves, where does Bray stand? And he brings out the Jungle Alice and won. But my MVP, without a shadow of doubt, Oki. 9-0, I believe, on this Beatrix.
9-0 Oki. Yeah, I think definitely. He's always there when it comes to the follow-up. He's always there, dishing a lot of damage. And the best part is that I kind of wonder that Burn X Flash,